All right, Gene, I'm going to take off. I'll finish up reviewing those annotations we got back on the wetland study tomorrow. They're absolutely brutal.
Hey, Dennis. Check out this show.
I didn't know you were in a band, Gene.
No, it's not me. It's my son, Alex. He's a bass player. That's his first professional gig.
Hey, how about that? Say, how old's your son, Gene?
He's 26.
What's he do for a living?
He's a professional musician.
Kick him out of the house.
Dennis, I'm not going to kick him out of the house.
Kick him out, Gene. Kick him right the fuck out. I know this kid. I was this kid. I lived at home till I was 29 years old because I was working on my music. It's a scam, Gene. You're being had.
Not being had, Dennis. Carol and I are just helping him out until he gets on his feet. It's not a big deal.
I'd be willing to wager that your son recently approached you and asked for a substantial loan in anticipation of this first professional gig.
He did ask for $1,000 this morning, but it's for a used guitar amp for the show.
It's always $1,000, isn't it? Why is that? Of course, a mid-range amp down at the Guitar Center is going to cost $750 max. Where's that extra $250 going? He doesn't pay rent.
No.
He drives your car. I see you biking to work every day. A man with no expenses, me with $250. Oh, Gene. Gene, it pains me to inform you that you just bought a $250 sack of weed for everybody to smoke after the show.
You think he smokes weed?
Anybody who was in a band in high school smokes weed, Gene. That's just a fact.
He wasn't in a band in high school. This is his first band. He just joined this year.
He's in his first band at 26? Gene, kick him the fuck out of the house.
Look, I'm not going to kick him out of the house right now. His band is just finding their musical voice.
Ooh, and what voice would that be? What sort of meandering bullshit do 26-year-olds in their first band like to play? Freak folk? No, it's a little too young for them. Chill wave? Has that reached up here yet?
It's a jam band.
A jam band? A genre of music so lazy it's not even accountable to song structure.
All right, Dennis, I like having Alex at home, okay? He's a good kid. Always does his chores.
Chores?
He's quiet.
Except when he's practicing bass, I imagine.
No, even then. There's never a peep out of him. He never makes a racket.
Well, that means he's not practicing, Gene. No racket means no one playing bass in the house. Have you ever seen them perform?
No. Alex says I make him self-conscious. I just drop him off and set up the amps and then go home.
You set up the amps.
Yeah, well, it's not his fault. He's never been trained. I'm lucky. I learned in the Army. Look, Dennis, do you have a problem that a kid is willing to take a risk for his art?
Well, he's not taking a risk. If he were serious, he would have moved to New York or Philadelphia, somewhere with a music scene. Fuck, Baltimore. What I see is a kid who's trying to squeeze his dad. Juice him right nice. Let me see that flyer again. Gene, have you ever noticed that there are two bass players in this picture?
Well, they both play then.
Two bass lines in a jam band that doesn't rehearse? I don't think so, Gene. I want to hear it. What's their website?
It's myspace.com/planetflow.
Disgusting. All right, play the first track. Everybody always plays on the first track. It's just one bass line, Gene.
Well, that's Alex then. No, that's not Alex. That's somebody with confidence. Somebody with poise.
It's a real musician, Gene. Not somebody who lives at home. Gene, your son doesn't play bass in his own jam band. He's a glorified roadie whose dad sets up the amps, passes out the flyers.
Could this be true?
It's true, Gene. It's as true as the source water protection reports you slave every day to put out twice quarterly. You're being played, Gene. Played by your own son. And worse, you're the only thing he plays. You're an accomplice to murder, Gene. The murder of your son's adult self by his craven, manipulative, unscrupulous inner child.
What do I do?
You know what you have to do, Gene. Do it tonight.
I have to murder my own son.